In this video, we are supposed to make a program like this. In the first row, we have 1, then we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, so this is somewhat similar to this program, this one. That is the first one over here. Okay, it is somewhat similar to this, but you can see the main difference, which is that in this program we are having alignment, that is all ones are in same rows, but here you can see that ones are not in same rows. Okay, so just suppose if I ignore these spaces ahead, as you can see here we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yes, here you can see that we are having 1, 2, 3, and 4 spaces before this one, and before this one we have 1, 2, and 3 spaces. Before this one we have 1 and 2 spaces. Before this one we have a single space. Yes, so you can see here that if I ignore these spaces, so this is the same program which we have done, but the difference is that we are going up to 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But in this case, we are taking up to 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, which is the odd terms. Okay. So now if we make the logic for the program, first of all, we need two loops, that is I and j, but this time we would need another loop for the spaces. Okay. So this one is for I. Okay. The loop for I is same, as you can see here we are having 5 rows. So I will go from 1, 2, 3, 4 till 5, where 5 is n. Okay, so we can say here that I will start from 1 and will go till n. And as you can see here, I is incrementing by 1 in each iteration. So we have I plus plus over here. Okay. Now if I talk about k, okay, so before j we need to print the spaces. As you can see here, just a second. As you can see here, if I talk about j, we are using j to print this pattern over here. Okay, as we have done in the previous examples also, but we need k to print these spaces, as when we will first print the spaces, then only we can print the j, this pattern. Okay, so our logic is that first we'll print these 4 spaces and then we'll print one j, then we'll change our line and we'll come in second iteration of I loop, then we'll print 3 spaces, then we'll print these 3, 1, 2, 3 of j loop. Okay, so now if I talk about k, that is the spaces. Okay, so we are right that k is spaces. Okay, and if I talk about from where will k start, so you can see here we are having 4 spaces over here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yes, so as we are having 4 spaces, so k will go from 1 till 4. Okay, and then in the next iteration you can see here we are having 3 spaces, so 1 till 3. Then the next we are having 2 spaces, so 1 till 2. Then next we have till 1 to 1. Here you can see we are having 1 space only, so it will go from 1 till 1. And in the last row we are not having any space, so we'll give 0 over there. Okay, so now if I talk about from where will this k start. Okay, as you can see here, in each iteration it is starting from 1 over here and is going till 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. Yes, so what is this 4, 3, 2, and 1? Okay, so if you clearly see, this is n minus I. Okay, here in this example we are having n is equals to 5. So 5 minus the value of I, in this case you can see that 5 minus I, here I is 1, so 5 minus 1, that is 4. We are having 4 over here. For the second row we have n minus I, that is 5 minus 2, that is 3. Yes, we are having 3 over here. For third row, we have 5 minus 3, that is 2 over here. For fourth row, we are having 5 minus 4, that is 1 over here. And for last row, that is 5 minus 5, that's 0. We are having 0 over here. So our k will initialize from 1 and will go till n minus I. Okay, and we can see here that k is incrementing itself by 1, so we are having k plus plus. Now if I talk about the j loop, how we'll print the odd terms. Okay, so if I talk about j, it is also somewhat similar like k but in reverse. So in the first row we are having 1. Yes, you can see here we are having 1. Then in second row we have 1, 2, 3. So j will go from 1, start from 1 and will go till 3. In third row we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So j will start from 1 and go till 5. In fourth row we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That means 1 till 7. And in last row we have 1. This is 1 till 9. Okay. Now if we talk about how do we get 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9 as the required output. Okay. So we can see that j is initializing from 1 in each loop. So here we have 1. Now for this thing, for where it will end, this is 2 into I minus 1. 2 into I and minus 1. Okay, so here you can see for the first row we have 2 into I is 1. So 2 into 1 minus 1, that is 2 minus 1, that is 2. Sorry, 2 minus 1, that is 1. So we have 1 over here. Now for if I talk about second row, we have 2 into value of I is 2 minus 1, that is 4 minus 1 is equals to 3. And similarly for all these rows. And here this is also the increment. Okay, so this is the logic. Now we'll make the program. Okay. This was our previous program for this pattern here, that is 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 and so on. Okay, so now as you can see that we need 3 loops over here. Okay, so I'll change this program itself. Here we have 3 variables. Now we'll add one more, that is k. Okay, now in the first loop, that is of I, we can see here we are initializing I from 1 till n. So I is equals to 1 and it is going till n. So I is greater than, sorry, less than is equals to n. Then we have the k loop. Okay, k loop and j loop are parallel to each other. J loop is not nested inside this k loop. As you can see here, k and j are parallelly working. First 4 spaces are printed, then one j is printed, then again spaces, then again j. It's not like that. First whole k loop is printed and then the j one. Okay, so I'll change here, that is we are initializing k from 1. So this is k is equals to 1 till we have n minus 1. So we have over here k is less than equals to n minus I. Okay, from here we can see this is n minus I. Okay, now this is done. K is less than equals n minus I. Now the next step is the printing of spaces. So we'll print here a space instead of j. Okay, so we have the space over here. Now we'll increment k by 1. This is the k loop which is completed. Now we have the j loop. Okay, so j is equals to 1. As you can see here, initialization of j is 1 over here. Okay, so j is equals to 1. Then we have the j loop, that is while, and the condition in j is that j should be less than equals to 2 into I minus 1. J is going till 2 into I minus 1. Okay, so we have this condition. Now in the while loop, what will be our next step is to print j. So we'll write here system dot out dot println and j, as we want our program to look better, so I'll give a space after we print each j. Now we'll increment j by 1 according to our logic. Okay, so the j loop is now completed. Now we'll give a space and we'll increment I this time. As you can see over here that we're incrementing I. Okay, this one. So we're incrementing I by 1 in each iteration. So now I'll save this, and then when we run our program, okay, so I'll compile, that is javac, and name of file is pattern.java. We'll run using the command java, and the class name is pattern, in which main is present. So here you can see that we got the output as 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so now I'll tell you why we got this, because here you can see I haven't saved this program. That's why I got this. First I need to save the program, and then all the changes will be updated. Otherwise no changes will be updated, and we would be having the same output as the previous one. I again got the mistake over here. I write it over here SOPLN. I don't want to change the line in this condition. That is, I don't want to change my line after I print spaces, so I'll remove this one over here. Now I give a save, and when we'll run this time, we'll get a perfect output. Okay, so you can see here we got the same output as our problem. Okay, one in first row, then we have 1 2 3, 1 2 3 4 5. As you can see that we are having the wrong alignment over here. That is because of the spaces. Okay, so if I remove these spaces over here, then the alignment would be proper. So this is the alignment. In middle we have 1 2 3 4 5, and similarly here you can see in middle we are having 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, that's it for this video. In the next video we'll make some programs to make some letters, that is Z, I, H, F, E. I'll show you some examples of letters, and the rest you can make on your own. Okay, thank you.